While waiting for the train, Michael saw his childhood friend Jake standing nearby, but he didn't say hello. Suddenly, a drunk man fell onto the train tracks, and no one seemed to know what to do. Jake, without hesitation, jumped down to try and move the man, but he couldn't do it alone. He pleaded with the crowd for help, even calling out Michael's name, but everyone ignored him. Seeing no other option, Jake moved the man as much as he could, and just as he reached the edge of the platform, the crowd finally helped him pull the man up. At that very moment, the train arrived, and Michael tried to help Jake back up, only for both of them to fall. The train sped over them, and they braced themselves for the pain, but to their astonishment, they found themselves inside a pristine white room. Other confused people were there, along with a giant black sphere. Michael tried to open the door, but it was sealed shut. Jake checked the windows, but they couldn't be opened either. Then Jake confronted Michael about ignoring him at the station, to which Michael claimed he hadn't seen him at all. As they wondered what had happened, others in the room confirmed they too had died and woken up there. Suddenly, laser beams shot out of the sphere, materializing a wet, naked female body from nothing. The group confirmed that this was how everyone had arrived. Since the woman was nude, Harold tried to gawk at her body, so Jake, ignoring Harold's protests, covered her with his jacket. The sphere then played a waking song before a message appeared on its screen. It declared that their old lives were gone, and the sphere would decide how they would live their new ones. The sphere showed them a picture of an onion alien and instructed them to kill it. When the sphere opened, they found a pile of guns inside and a man hooked up to a computer. He was unconscious and didn't respond when they prodded him. There were also a bunch of suitcases with their names on them. Opening them, they found some strange suits. No one dared to put them on except Ashley, who, though scared, desperately needed to cover her nakedness. Michael noticed that Nick was already wearing his suit under his hoodie. As they inspected the guns, Steve recalled being knocked out in a car accident and taken to a hospital, leading them to wonder if they were all hallucinating due to drugs, a coma, or some experiment. The sphere urged them to go as a countdown appeared on the screen. Suddenly, their bodies began to disappear with the same blue laser as before. The entire group was teleported outside, and for a moment they thought they might be going home, so Nick decided to speak up. It turned out they were in a virtual reality show created by Nick's father. It was called American Tryout and was organized by American Cable TV and Yale University. Whoever completed the mission would win $1 million. Nick confessed that he had asked his father to deliberately put him in the show. Michael spotted a child nearby, and Nick confirmed that was the onion alien. They had 20 minutes to kill him, so most of the group charged after him. However, Ashley, Michael, and Jake lagged behind. After a short chase, the group managed to corner the child, who feigned innocence before spitting slime from his nose to distract them and escape. Michael and the others searched the area and noticed there were no other people around. It also seemed like they were going in circles. Suddenly, the chase passed by them, so Jake and Ashley decided to follow. This time, the group had to run much further to corner the boy again in a garage. Harold fired his gun, and a blast of light tore off the alien's hand. The boy spewed slime from his nose, severing the legs of 3 men, who angrily fired their guns together. The alien burst, splattering them with blood, causing Steve to vomit. Harold, finding it amusing, started shooting the body repeatedly, creating more blood explosions until Jake stopped him. At that moment, a very tall man came up behind them, and Harold insulted him, so the man cut off his leg. Then, he lifted him by the head, and Harold flailed his arms, trying to free himself. This knocked off the man's wig, revealing that he was also an alien and the boy's father. 2 men started shooting, but the man used Harold's body as a shield, and Harold soon exploded. The man then revealed giant claws and killed everyone in the garage except Jake. Michael heard the screams and followed them, only to see the alien about to finish off his friend. But suddenly, Ashley tackled the man, sending him crashing into the wall. Blue light emanated from her suit, meaning it was providing her with enhanced strength and speed. When the alien recovered, Michael ran to hide behind a van. The alien struck Jake and Ashley simultaneously, sending them both flying. Ashley, however, was unharmed due to the suit. Seeing this, Michael opened his suitcase but found it empty. As the alien came after him, Michael circled the van and hit the man from behind on the head with the suitcase. Enraged, the alien roared, shattering the street light bulbs. He raised his hand to attack Michael, but at that moment, a bunch of wires appeared and wrapped around the alien, trapping him. Nick then deactivated his camouflage and tried to give Michael a gun, saying that he was creative with the suitcase, so he deserved the point. Michael picked up the gun but couldn't bring himself to shoot, so Nick took it back and killed the alien himself. After that, the 4 of them were sent back to the White Room with no bloodstains on them. To their surprise, Steve also appeared, and Nick explained that as long as they weren't completely dead, they would be brought back, and injuries, no matter how severe, would heal. He called the sphere Gantz as the countdown finally ended. It then tallied the points for the mission. Everyone except Nick received 0 and an insult, while Nick had earned 5 points and now accumulated 71. Pictures of the men who died in the garage were added to a long list of all the people dying in this show. Nick explained that their mission was to kill space invaders and called some of the deaths terrible, causing Jake to grab him by his hoodie and demand why he hadn't helped them. Using the suit's strength, Nick painfully pried Jake's hands off while calling him a hypocrite. He only stopped when Michael threatened to shoot him. Michael demanded more answers, but then Gantz glowed and everyone vanished. The next morning, Michael woke up in his bedroom, believing everything was a dream. However, at the subway station, he saw a news report about 2 passengers being hit by a train. Later at college, some students spoke badly about Michael, while Julia discreetly tried to comfort him. After class, she tried to befriend him, but Michael paid her little attention. In the afternoon, Michael tried to visit Jake at his old address, but a parking lot had replaced the building. He then searched the street where the mission had occurred and found the walls destroyed by the alien, but the garage was empty and clean. At that moment, Ashley arrived and said she remembered everything. She even had the suit. This confirmed it was real, but they couldn't go to the police because no one would believe them. Then, Ashley asked Michael if she could stay at his place. When they arrived, she explained that she lived with her boyfriend and they had recently broken up. She had tried to commit suicide in the shower, but instead woke up in the white room. Ashley had the jacket Jake had lent her, and in a pocket, they found his notebook. Michael read it, looking for a new address, and discovered that Jake was on parole. He remembered that Jake had never gone to high school, and his father was violent, which could explain a life turned to crime. Meanwhile, Jake had a nightmare about when he woke up. He went to the bathroom, and his brother Kevin asked him what was wrong, but Jake told him everything was fine. After the boy went back to bed, blue lasers carried Jake's body and sent him to the white room. Michael and the other survivors from the previous mission were already there, along with 3 new people, including a young woman, a grandmother, and a crying baby. Gantz played the waking song and told them that today's target was the Ronald alien. Nick told them that they could never escape Gantz, and any deaths would simply be replaced. Michael and Jake realized that Nick had used the 3 men as bait yesterday. Then Nick and 2 of the new people were already teleporting, so the others rushed to grab weapons and suits. The baby and the grandmother appeared first in a parking lot and were immediately found by the alien, who opened its mouth and showed a glowing light. When Michael also arrived, he was horrified to see the bodies on the ground. The alien was listening to music nearby, and Michael wanted to shoot him, but his gun-wielding hand hadn't fully materialized yet. When the alien saw him, it started firing, and Michael defended himself at the last second. Michael felt the blast, but the suit kept him safe, while his own shot destroyed the alien's boombox. Enraged, the alien fired again, this time aiming at Nick to force him out of camouflage mode. Nick fell onto a vent, and the alien attacked him by jumping directly on top of him. On the lower floor, they fell onto a car, and the alien began to beat Nick. It was so strong that it broke the suit, and the alien prepared to shoot him. After some hesitation, Jake jumped and grabbed the alien, making it fire into the wall instead. When they fell to the floor, the alien turned its head and prepared another shot, but Jake jumped again to thwart it. The alien tried to escape its grip, but Jake started to squeeze it, and with the strength provided by the suit, he managed to knock it unconscious. Michael rushed to check on the bleeding Nick, who told him to get 100 points to revive him and then died. Suddenly, the alien appeared behind Jake and punched him, knocking him down. It then turned to shoot Ashley, but Jake grabbed her to save her, and the shot destroyed some cars. The alien began to beat Jake, who pushed it out of the way to save Ashley again. Michael wanted to shoot it, but he couldn't, because it would hurt his friends. As the alien prepared to shoot Jake, Ashley grabbed a pipe and began to hit it on the head, causing the shot to destroy an electrical switch. The creature came after Ashley and grabbed her arms, so she hit it in the waist, but nothing happened. It threw her away, and Jake caught her just in time. After that, the alien chased Michael and cornered him against a car, beginning to beat him. Michael's suit began to swell, giving him enough strength to punch the alien, sending it crashing into the ceiling. When the alien tried to attack him again, Michael started to smash it into a car, and they fell through the window. Now the alien could start beating him again, and opened its mouth to prepare a shot, but Michael covered it with his gun and fired to destroy its head from the inside. The alien died with a small explosion that also destroyed the car, and the others grew worried as they began to disappear. One of Michael's legs and an arm were severed, and he had to watch helplessly as gas leaking from the car touched a broken electrical box, causing a huge explosion. In the white room, Jake desperately wanted to know what happened to Michael. Gantz then activated and restored Michael to full health as well. No one received any points except Nick, who got 7. A message stated that 100 points remained before today's deaths were added to the archive. Michael asked what happened when someone got 100 points, so Gantz explained that they could either revive any player of their choice or erase their memory and be released. The next day at the station, Julia saw Michael in a bad mood and offered to help, but Michael ignored her. Then a child started crying because his hat had fallen onto the tracks, so Michael jumped down to retrieve it, making the child very happy. At that very moment, the train arrived, but Michael didn't move, so Julia immediately pulled him onto the platform to save him. She cried as she confessed that she liked him, and Michael promised her he wouldn't die. Later, Michael went to see Kevin to deliver the bad news. That night, Michael appeared again in the White Room, where Steve and several new people were waiting. Then Gantz began to play its song to announce a new mission.